truth.
What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us at Candid Truth. We're going to talk about the truth, and we're going to get candid with it. If you have not heard about TruthorCon, I'm about to show you that trailer right now because you guys don't want to miss TruthorCon 2025. Check this out.
Etwas Großes steht uns bevor. Wir organisieren die weltweit größte Truther-Convention. Sie heißt TruthorCon. Hier treffen sich Truther.
Of course. Well, technical difficulties during the live, guys. But here, let me pull it up. Let me introduce the crew real quick. I got my friends, Jeremiah and Jake in here. What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
I didn't know you spoke fluent, whatever that was.
I don't know how you did that, but that was amazing.
I know.
Good to be here, though.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that's been happening lately. I don't know why I download a video, and I guess if there's like a dubbed thing, it only downloads that version. But yeah, let me show the website and the trailer. If you guys in the chat have not heard about TruthorCon, it's coming October 25th through 26th. There's going to be a bunch of guest speakers. Get your tickets today. Skiba News Nation is the ones putting this out, and those are my brothers in here right now. And there's going to be performances by Bryson Gray. There's going to be all these speakers. Man, this is going to be amazing, actually. Wow. Josh Keefe from Founded Earth Brothers. Kay Podgy. Is that how you say her last name?
Podgy, I think.
Podgy. She's like new, upcoming, like going viral with the truth right now, man. It's so cool you guys got her. Dave Weiss. And I can't wait to meet some of these other guys as well.
It's funny. She's like the #1 person that all the other speakers are like, oh my gosh, she's going to be there?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, she said right here. So
she's a rising star in the truther community. Let me see if I can pull up your...
I know my grandpa just laughed too, and it was in German because he is German.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's our producer too, Opa. He's awesome.
Dude, you must have a cool grandpa.
Yeah, he's the coolest.
Wait, is it on... Where is that trailer? Is it on Skiba Nation? News
Go
Nation?
to videos, I guess.
Usually it's like right there on the homepage.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. If you go down a little bit, it was not too long ago that I posted that one.
Really? So under
like
videos?
Playlist.
Is this it? Promo? 58 seconds?
That's for an episode. Keep going down. Okay, see the neon.
This.
Neon. Okay.
Yeah. All right, let me turn it up.
Something huge is coming. We're building the world's largest truther convention. It's called TruthorCon.
This is the place where truthers unite to explore knowledge, ask tough questions, to challenge the mainstream narrative.
But it isn't just a convention. It's a movement for free thought, open discussion, and the right to question everything.
We are bringing in some of the biggest names of the truther community, so expect deep discussions, mind-blowing revelations, and connections with like-minded truth seekers.
If you feel like the truth is being hidden from you, this is where you need to be.
And the best part, it's 100% grassroots, built by truthers for truthers, straight from our Skiba News Nation family. TruthorCon will be a massive networking event. I believe this is going to be the most exciting truther event ever.
October 2025 in Dallas, Texas. We hope to see you there.
Boom. That got me excited. Dallas, Texas. I've only gotten to go to Texas 2 or 3 times. I love it. Haven't really gotten to like tour around or anything, but they got some really cool conventions that I've been to. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, and if you think about it, that's the first event happened where they called us conspiracy theorists, people who disagree with the official narrative, conspiracy theorists, and that was in the Warren Commission report, which is famously known as the JFK assassination. Wow. We all know Lee Harvey Oswald was innocent. Let's be honest. But that's what I'm speaking about is where the fatal shot came from. And I
really
like props and stuff. Like I want to present it as like I'm a prosecutor trying to convince you that what I'm saying is true, and you can either believe me or not. Believe
Dude,
it or not.
I can't wait to see that, because I kind of woke up to conspiracy theories from, well, I'll say at some point around senior year of high school, which was a long time ago, I'm 41 or something, but was the moon landing. But I didn't see the big picture. That's the thing. Like, I would see things like, okay, that was like a fake event or something, but it's like I didn't see that it played into this big New World Order thing. So I remember believing, yep, that was faked, and everybody bought into that. And then in 2008, my dad actually showed me Loose Change. He was like, dude, and I thought at that time, I thought conspiracy theorists were crazy. I was like, I was just living in the world, just doing whatever, just in a drunken haze, partying, and didn't think that there was any kind of grand conspiracy or anything. And he said, man, I know you don't believe in this stuff most of the time, but just watch Loose Change with me. And I watched it, and I was like, whoa, this was 100% inside job. But I still couldn't see the big picture. That was 2008. I was like, okay, there was this corrupt event. It was, probably for oil or money or hiding, something that they didn't want people to see, whatever it was. I knew it had to do with like greed and corruption, but I didn't see it past that until December 2011. December 2011 was when like God knocked the blinders off my eyes, and I could just see everything. Like, whoa, like all the corporate logos, the hospital logo, like subliminal messages and TV, all that stuff. And from 2011, I've just never been able to see the world the same since.
And that's what you're going to be speaking about at TruthorCon, which is going to be pretty awesome, I think.
Yeah, I got a lot of different presentations I can talk about. I didn't know which one you guys picked for me to talk about, but Hollywood, aliens, whatever. But mainly, that's what it is, like mind control. Like there's a puppet master that's pulling the strings of Hollywood, the music industry, politics, all of it, and the news.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Even with this recent event that happened with Charlie Kirk, I mean, It's like you can almost parallel look at that and then look at JFK and how they were both assassinated and why they were assassinated, because they were big voices.
Wow.
And they were trying to do things that the mainstream and whoever them is, didn't like them. So,
yeah, dude, that's why it's hard to know, man. Like, because I'm at a place now where I'm like, anyone, 100% of anybody in politics or has a big platform on the mainstream media news, it's all propaganda. They're all like in the club or whatever. And I don't know when that actually started, because I actually believe JFK was really trying to wake people up. I mean, his last speech was talking about exposing the Freemasons, and the very word secrecy in a open and free society is repugnant and all this stuff, and boom, they got him.
Yeah. So did you know that the Zapruder film, the famous footage that you see on everything, I mean, it's everywhere. That's the #1 footage, just the back and to the left footage.
Right.
That didn't premiere until the Geraldo Rivera show in the 70s.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy to think about? So
yeah,
for the longest time, all these people, like this book I have right here. I'm going to use it in my presentation, but some of the drawings in this book are identical to the Zapruder film, which is insane. The fact that they were able to, in their mind, know exactly what happened.
Yeah, man, I'm interested to see what you got on that, because I've heard so many different things. I've heard, well, for one, with the Mandela effect, like how many rows of seats were there? That's crazy. And then, like, I've heard that this driver might have turned around and shot him. I don't know what you think about some of the stuff. I don't even know where you're coming from, so I'm really interested.
Well, being from Dallas, I did a whole 7th grade presentation on that about the driver thing. And the thing is, if you look at the guy next to the driver, if you look at his head, there's a glare on his head, and it does look like a gun. If I can say that, I don't know if we can say pew pew. It looks like a pew pew or whatever.
I don't censor anything.
I know. I just trying to keep you. Yeah. All right. But yeah, that's what I personally think. But with AI, you can't really tell anything anymore. But we do know that the Zapruder film, as of right now, is a real piece of footage. So
yeah, the Zapruder film in this situation would be the cameras that they removed during the active crime scene, and they went up there and they stood on the chair he was literally just shot in, and they take down these cameras that had the direct close-up view, and all of these cameras, were taken away. So could that footage be what the Zapruder footage is in the next 15 years from now? They're going to release this close-up shot or whatever. And honestly, a lot of us watched it together, and it's a group trauma we've all experienced. And whenever you see things like this that deeply and emotionally impact people all over who've watched it, it's triggering us, and the subconscious trauma that we all feel, what it does is it causes a stressor that allows you to be pushed one way or another. Yep. And that's how these trauma events, these psyops, and even real trauma that is just grabbed hold of, and they make the best out of a bad situation, so to speak.
Yeah.
And so that's really what we see with this thing is you have this situation where you have another divide situation happening all across the country, which is really interesting to watch
across the world, dude. This is crazy. Like, I can't believe I see footage from people in China, UK. Like, dude, I showed a video last night. I just went live talking about this thing for 2 hours, and there's a video clip showing people all over the world. And I thought, well, maybe it's some other kind of rally. But they're actually showing people holding signs of Charlie and saying, Charlie, Charlie, and all this stuff. I'm like, how did this become a worldwide thing?
Yeah, it's intense. But Jake, you're going to have to remind me of what you said about how the parallels go together. Maybe you'll just have to help me do the presentation.
Yeah.
You'll be my co-prosecutor.
So I don't know what angle you guys are looking at with what just happened, but I did a video on it last night. Like I said, I automatically, when I see politics, mainstream media, news coverage like that, and somebody that has a huge platform like that, like rubbing shoulders with the president, Trump, and all that, I know, I don't know, I'm assuming you guys are on the same page that both left and right are both the two wings of the same feather, or two wings of the same bird. There's a puppet master controlling both sides, and really, I don't think your vote counts. I think it's all planned. I think what they do is it's divide and conquer. It's order out of chaos. It's we're gonna roll this new world order agenda out steps at a time, and 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So we're gonna do a lot of stuff to tick you off, but then we're next term you're gonna get your guy. Because, after 4 years, the left is mad. They want their side. So now we're going to give you your guy, and we're going to take back some of that stuff, but we're going to, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. We're going to take back some of it to appease you, but the agenda is still rolling out. So over the years, it's been going on like a frog in the kettle, to where each generation is just desensitized to what laws are coming out and what freedoms are being taken away, until ultimately New World Order will come about. And it doesn't matter which side is in. And so, yeah, when I see somebody in those types of platforms and politics, I'm already like skeptical,
Yeah.
Like skeptical, like it hit them, or
skeptical. Like, I think those people are like, there's people, and I don't know, maybe you're one of them, but there's people that really think Trump is like, he's going to stop New World Order. Like, he's not a part of the club and stuff.
I thought you were gonna say Elvis, because I've
Elvis,
been in some
bro.
battles with people. I'm a huge Elvis fan, and I can tell you everything you need to know about Elvis. And Trump is not Elvis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about that?
About Elvis?
No, where do you guys stand on? What do you think's going on with the political world? And
yes, so I learned in an interview we did with Tom O'Neill that whenever it comes to these MK Ultra PSYOP type events, what they do is they use a it's like they use a judicial process to set a precedence for whatever agenda that they want to roll out, and they get us all emotionally charged to support the process so that they can put it into legislation that they can then enforce at point of gun. And so what is the psyop in this situation? Well, we got to look at several things. What happened the exact day of the shooting and things that have been rolled out since then in relation to it. And so what we saw is that, for one, Congress voted on the Epstein files the day Charlie was shot. That got disappeared, right? That whole concept of the Epstein files is now going to be forgotten, so to speak. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be trumpets here and there, but the timing, impeccable, right? Here's the other aspect. You have the trans shooter connection, right? How is it bad for us to be worried about mentally ill people being restricted from guns, right? Oh, is it a big deal that, these people that are identifying as trans individuals are shooting others and they're becoming this target for legislation to restrict people like that? Well, how will that directly affect you and me? Well, think about this. Who defines the mental health that restricts somebody's access to weapons? If the ideology of trans people is showing that they're crazy because they're like, okay, I'm a boy when you're actually a girl, or I'm a girl when you're actually a boy. Well, guess what's very similar to that?
I believe in God, an imaginary person.
I'm a born again believer.
Yeah.
How can you be born again? You're not born again. You're crazy. Yeah. And you're not allowed to have a gun anymore. So this is the kind of precedences that are set in these situations. And this is how they get us, is they get us all emotionally charged and supportive of whatever solution comes in. And you know the Hegelian dialectic terminology. Everybody on your audience probably does, but man.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are on the same page, because that's exactly what I think. You nailed it, man. Like, even already so quickly after this event happened, people are losing their jobs for social media posts. If you say something that's remotely insensitive, like, oh, we don't care that he got shot or whatever, you get fired. I mean, that's taking away freedom of speech right there. And actually the left has some really good points right now. We were watching some videos last night of leftist type people talking, liberals talking to the camera, saying, this is a really hypocritical double standard, how when George Floyd thing was going on, you guys didn't care. You mocked us when, you were making fun of the whole alligator Alcatraz and taking pictures and all this stuff and mocking and all this stuff. But now if we simply say, I don't care that he's gone, I lose my job, but nothing happened on this side. So they're purposely, I believe the elites are purposely dividing us on every angle. Gender division, religion division, political division, and dude, they got us right where they want us. And the term civil war is surging right now, because right now the right are calling for, like, we need to fight back. Even, did you see Elon Musk talking to those UK people? So you saw that. So he's wearing the all-seeing eye on his shirt. He's talking live stream to people, a big rally in the UK, and he's saying, you need to fight back or die. And like everybody cheers, and he goes, yeah, and he's just like hyping them up, like, fight back. This is the richest man on earth telling mobs of people, fight. I mean, this is like, a supervillain in a movie like Hunger Games. Like, the richest man telling the peasants, fight, fight, fight. It's like, dude, this is crazy. And I think that it's order out of chaos. They have to create the chaos to bring in the new world order, and people are going to be happy with it because it's going to be so much better than the chaos that we just got out of. So just like 9/11, like, yes, please frisk me at every airport and tap all my phones. I don't care. I'm not doing anything wrong. That's our mindset. Like, I'm not a terrorist, so I don't care if they listen to every conversation I have. Well, what if the law says if you're a Christian, you're a terrorist, or if you're a homeschooler, or if you're anti-vax or whatever? What if those things become, put you on the list? Now you do care that they're listening to everything you say.
That's a good point.
It's the bullwhip effect. It's how we can all support something that sounds good, but we jump into our own boiling water. Because the same infrastructure that we're setting up for right now, considering DOGE and AI infrastructure, it might be great under the control of a conservative president, conservative administration, whatever. Hey, he's exposing corruption. He's using AI to do good, do good, do good.
Right.
And then you've already stepped fully into the trap. Clamps shut, next administration rolls in, all of the infrastructure's put in place, and they just flip the switch to red, flipped it to blue, or whatever, and we've sold our souls because of the good it's doing, and it's just like, man.
Wow, man. So I want to hype people up for this. I actually haven't had time to promote yet. So we got just a little longer than a month for this event. Oh no, that's the wrong button. For this event that's going to have all these guest speakers talking about awesome things in Dallas, Texas, October 25th, October 26th. So mark your calendars. You can go on here and buy the tickets right off of here. You can actually you can apply to be a vendor, which is awesome. And it's a great opportunity to meet like-minded people, to network. And that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited to get to meet people that I've talked to a little bit online, and just I've been to a couple different events, and it's always just such a breath of fresh air to be around people that actually understand the world the way we do.
Yeah, me and you, Mikey, we ran into each other the first time at FEIC 2019.
Nice.
My booth
that was Dallas.
Was just down the hallway. Yeah, down in Dallas. And
I knew you
that's
looked
actually
familiar.
The first. Yeah, man. We were doing our What If the Earth is Flat documentary had come out that year, and I was promoting that for Now You See TV at the time, who I had worked for a few years. But
cool.
Man, Dallas is such an interesting place because you have so many people who are moving to Texas, like the exodus from California and all that kind of stuff. And there's so many of these figures that are plopping down in places like Austin and Dallas that are like these big culture influencers. And so it's kind of like we're bringing the battle to, to present to the world, right? Bring your finest, all the truthers, all the questions you might have, and, come and hang out. I think the value in a conference like this is, one, something we haven't had for many years, since some of those big flat earth conferences, and some of the other ones that were Take on the World was one that we went to regularly. But the concept is this: whenever you only have so much time in the world, and there's a water hose of agendas and things being shot at you, there's only so much time in the world to watch videos and to do research, to read a book, to get some understanding, right? Understanding is very important in these days we live in. Now, when you come to TruthOrCon, our whole premise of this is that we take speakers who are experts in their fields of research that have very pressing and important truths for today, and they take the most important, most condensed, nitty-gritty truths that they have to share, and then we put it all together so that we save time for people. And not only that, you start to get the interactions with these well-respected, very well-researched, intelligent people. And it's their cross-examinations and back and forth that is going to be really exciting to see, because you're going to have things that are discussed that normally, every once in a while you get a good question, right, from the audience.
Yeah.
But when you have two really bright minds, like some researchers like Gary Wayne or whoever, with these depths of knowledge that they can draw on, man, some of the things that are going to be brought to light and the notes that are going to be cross-compared, I'm just so excited for that. Man, it's gonna be really cool. And so that's just a kind of a sum up of what we have in mind. After every session, we're gonna have audience able to ask questions.
Awesome.
And then of course we don't want to end in a sober, somber, depressing note. And so guess what? Bryson Gray wrapping up the whole conference, whole con,
Awesome.
It's gonna be a blast.
So that's gonna be like the headlining closing thing.
Yeah, what a better way to end.
Yeah, man. That's a good idea. Man, I can't keep up with all the things that are being said in the chat, but I do see one. It's a Hebrew name I can't pronounce, but it says, the world is demonstrably a sphere, though. I haven't seen that evidence.
I saw somebody say that I was on antidepressants, which is kind of funny. I don't.
Do you look that happy or something?
My only antidepressant. No, because I lost both my parents. But you got to stay busy. I would say that's what drives me. Doing TruthOrg, doing Skiba News Nation.
Amen.
That you got to stay busy, man.
Yeah, man.
And these are prescription, by the way, not Elvis.
That's what's up.
Somebody else.
Yeah, man. I had a special needs daughter that was 15 that passed 4 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long. And then my mom just passed in March. So I feel you, man. And it is like God keeps you busy, and there's nothing more fulfilling. I've done all the stuff of the world, man. My testimony is I was like an upcoming rapper. I was basically locally famous, getting a Bud Ice sponsorship for our concerts and rubbing shoulders with Soulja Boy and models all around the world wearing my clothing line and all this stuff. And I was about to move to California, and it was like God drew a line in the sand and said, you can have this dream that you want. If you pursue it, it's going to happen. You see the sponsorships and the, all the connections and everything's working out, or you can lay it all down and follow what I have for you. And I chose in that moment, God, I want whatever you have for me, because I know you're real. I know I trust you, and I believe in you, and I trust your plan for my life. And it was kind of a scary thing, because I thought, man, God's going to take away all my dreams. Like I love making t-shirts and graphics and videos and traveling the world and being on stage and stuff like that. Well, guess what? God gave me those gifts. I was using them the wrong way. I was using them for the world. And now that God's put me in ministry, I still make t-shirts. I still make graphics and videos. I still get to travel the world and be on stage, but now it's all to glorify him instead of myself. And that lifestyle, I'm not going to lie, it was fun, but it was fun for a night, and then it was the next day regret. I'd wake up the next day and be like, oh, what happened? And people are telling me 2 hours of things I have no recollection of, and things that I would never do in my sober mind, because those spirits that you drink were taking over, and the marijuana and everything else. And it was like, I never regret going somewhere and speaking about my testimony or what God's shown me and sharing truth. Never once have I went somewhere and said, man, I wish I wouldn't have done that. Like that was so embarrassing or so regretful. No, it's God's purpose is eternal purpose, and there's eternal value in that stuff. And it's the most fulfilling thing I've ever done in my life, sharing truth.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey, I wanted to address the comment. Whenever you're like, the earth was provably a sphere, whenever you think about people that have actually witnessed it with their very own eyes, no one other than those who claim to have gone to the ISS or to beyond low Earth orbit space missions like in the 70s and 80s can say verifiably that they've seen anything about a curve with their own eyes. So we have to trust all of these individuals, and I believe it's only close to 600 people that have ever been beyond low Earth orbit, high enough with the curvature is actually even visible. Most people look out of an airplane flying all over the earth and they see, oh, I kind of see a curve there, but what you're seeing is the glass of the airplane demonstrably curving your view, because at that altitude, 30,000 feet, you can't see any curvature at all. The horizon rises to eye level. And not only that, Neil deGrasse Tyson says that you can't even see the curvature at over 127,000 feet. Now, do you know how high that is? Just recently, we had Felix Baumgartner passed away. And
he passed away,
always a question to me about like what happened there, but he suddenly passed away. But he was the Red Bull jumper who jumped from 127,000 feet, and the footage that they put out was so obviously skewed with fisheye lens that when he gets down to the earth, the Earth looks like a ball as he's landing. And Neil deGrasse Tyson came out and said, and he's this head scientist of scientism, you know.
He's anti-flat Earth all the way.
For sure. He says that even at 127,000 feet, Felix Baumgartner would have seen a completely flat horizon. So let's just put it out this way. Regardless of how you feel about it, you have to admit that you always have to trust the word or images from people that have been verified liars in the past, right? You have to trust these people if the Earth is a sphere or not. Because truly, unless you see it with your own eyes, will you ever know? Will you for sure ever know? Because our experience here, walking this Earth, is flat, stationary. You don't feel the Earth moving. You don't feel the shift of speed as the Earth slows down its orbit around, all of these variables that we've been told just are unmeasurable. And so that, I think that is what I wanted to address, because look, science truth is not beyond reproach. Everything should be able to be questioned. And so even people that present the Earth is flat, definitely at the conference, we're going to have people that don't believe the Earth is flat. And we're going to give you the opportunity to hard question anybody that's presenting any aspect of cosmology or whatever, because we're not trying to push an ideology that's just as cultish as modern scientism and evolution and all these things, where it's like, I'm in a white lab coat, trust what I say, accept it as word of God, basically. And it's unfortunately, we live in a culture that's very expert oriented in our opinions. You see it even in congressional hearings, where somebody will go up there and they'll say, well, I'm not a biologist, but you guess you could call me a boy, right? And it's, or whatever the various things are. But
yeah, actually there's another good question, but I want to pull up that, because I thought of this clip right before you mentioned it. And here's Neil deGrasse Tyson, what he said about the edge of space jump.
And that dude who jumped out of a perfectly good balloon, what's his name? Felix Baumgartner. He would have been about 2 millimeters above the surface of this globe. That's his edge of space jump. Now, I don't. It's fine. He wants to. I don't have a problem if he does it, but the honesty of it would greatly diminish what I think people thought he was actually doing. And not only that, they made sure to photograph him standing there with a really wide-angle lens, which curves horizontal lines. Right. So in the photo, you see this curvature of Earth's surface, and he said, "Wow, he's in space. Look at that." No, he's not. At that height, you don't see the curvature of the Earth if you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball. You just don't. That stuff is flat.
Oh, I love that.
That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat.
He told us, man. So, yeah, no matter how high up you go, even in a balloon, we don't see curvature. I mean, these high altitude balloons are going way higher than any commercial flight that any of us have ever taken. And if it's not using a GoPro lens, it's just a flat horizontal line all the way around. And if that's the case, if no matter how high up you are, you can't see curvature, we're told that you can sit on the shore of a beach and watch ships sail right over the curve. Now, if that's true, if you can actually watch a ship go so far out that it goes over the curve, yet at this height, you don't see curvature. He said that stuff is flat. That means the Earth is shaped like a cylinder, like a Coke can. Because ships can go over this way, but you can't even detect it side to side. So that tells us that you have to put all the pieces together. You have to look at all the evidence and say, well, what's going on here? How come it seems like I can watch a ship go over the edge, but I can't see it horizontal? And you have to look deeper and say, well, is there another reason that could make ships appear to be going over the edge?
Well, I will say my dad made this really cool thing
Yes.
called a refraction kit, and somebody just bought like 20 of them, and it was like some of the last ones my mom ever made too, and my wife made some of them. But I remember the first time he came home and he was like, "Hey, so the Earth is flat." I was like, "You're crazy, dude! Like, don't even like." I was laughing at him, and I feel bad now that I laugh, but then he proved me wrong, and
we were
I
all
was
there,
just like,
man.
I know, but
100% of flat earthers were not flat earthers at one point in time.
Right. But this is your dad telling you that, you know what I mean? And then my mom telling me that, and then everybody telling me that. And I'm like, okay, I guess there's something to it. And then researching it, and it's a crazy journey.
So what is that kit?
The refraction kit?
Yeah, what does that do exactly?
What it does is it has, if I don't have one by me, there's like a little ship, and it shows you like where the horizon is. Jake, you might be able to do it
the end of
this
video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this video I think shows his one of his early prototypes, or one of these. Yeah, maybe scroll to the end.
What I thought was interesting about this, when I first saw it, I wasn't quite getting it. And so if anybody's watching this, like, what is this supposed to prove? If you take Earth and it's a ball and you rise off of it at some point, because the horizon is curving outward away from you, at some point in a plane or a balloon or whatever, you're going to have to start looking down. That horizon's going to go down, down, down until you're starting to look down at a ball. But that's not what we see. The higher you go up, you keep look. It's still. I kept hearing people say the horizon is flat and rises to eye level, and I was like, rises to eye level. What does that mean? It means you can stare out the window, and no matter how high you are, it's always going to be right in front of you. It's always going to be flat, meaning that it's not curving downward to the point where you have to look down to see it. And so this is a CGI demonstration of how that would look. One thing I thought was awesome was how sunsets work, and I use that so many times because so many people. That's a question.
I pulled it up here.
You have it?
I pulled it up on the share screen here.
Oh wait, how do I do that? Oh, I don't know how to show that. That would be awesome if I could. Let me see. I don't have the option to make this show that. Is it on this YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's just type Rob Skiba refraction, and it's like one of the top videos. It's like a 2-minute.
Atmospheric refraction.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you see that?
Yeah.
Right
Yep.
Yep, there it is. That's an early prototype.
Using the sheet right here.
So this is how the sunset is explained for those who are curious. This is how the sunset can work without why does the sunset set, right? How could that make sense if it's just going further away? Well, this is how it's made sense.
And to show what's going on in this little screen right here, basically you can see too far. That's like a huge evidence that we don't live on a spinning ball. There was a photographer that took a picture of the city of Chicago from the other side of Lake Michigan, right? Am I getting that right? So he's standing on the shore of Lake Michigan, taking a picture of the whole cityscape of Chicago. And I've done the math. I mean, you can look up what's the tallest skyscraper or what's the tallest building in Chicago. It'll tell you. And then you look at how far it is from that shore to the city, and you go to Earth Curvature Calculator and you put in the mileage and you put in how tall the person was. You can exaggerate. You can say he was 10 feet tall. And the tallest building in Chicago should be covered by I don't want to exaggerate, but feet of curvature. I think it's like 100 feet of curvature, but even the tallest building would not be visible. And yet he was able to see the whole city skyline, and a newscaster said, "Oh, what you're seeing is a mirage." And so he's saying, using all this stuff, he's saying that the atmosphere is like a magnifying glass, that there's moisture in the atmosphere and it causes atmospheric magnification and all this stuff, and it's actually pulling the image up. So Rob Skiba, Jeremiah's dad, put this together this is what's awesome about science is you can test it. It's testable, it's observable, it's repeatable. And this is what really happens when you put that to the test. So in this bottom here, the guy is talking about, that's why you're able to see this mirage is because of, lensing effect. But just like a pencil in a glass of water, it makes the pencil look larger and it pulls the image downward. Doesn't pull the image upward, and it makes the image look larger.
That's kind of like the one that's in our shop. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd love to get one of those. Let's see what he's saying here.
Magnifying sheet and pasted the city on the back there, and I made it as 2 separate pieces so that I could flex it as necessary, because I think that there are different types of atmospheric conditions that would allow for more magnification versus less magnification. So in this scenario, you have more magnification, and in this one you have less. And for this one, I decided to put the Toronto skyline into my little box here. And let's try it again. Okay, we're all the way up against the glass. Now let's zoom across the lake. And wow, look at that.
That's amazing.
The lower portions start to disappear. Now let's zoom back in.
On a flat surface.
Get a little closer to the one that Captain Baltard was talking about here. And wow, look at this. Here's his image on the right, and here's my image on the left. Missing the lower portions of the city had nothing to do with curvature whatsoever.
Yeah, so what was awesome was Rob actually put it to the test. He got in a boat and zoomed in on that city skyline and just traveled the whole lake, keeping it in the shot, proving that it wasn't some mirage. Mirages are always distorted. They're, floating. That's why you have these ghost ship type anomalies where ships look like they're floating, or even inverted images, like projector screens where the image is actually upside down. So there was no distortion on the city, no upside down, no floating. And then Rob proved it by just keeping it in the camera the whole time. And so somebody said, if the earth is flat, then the moon is flat too. But that's like saying that because the pool table is flat, all the balls are flat as well. We can't judge what we're standing on by looking up in the sky. I mean, the Bible talks about that there was nothing, and then he created a firmament, which was a glass-like dome structure that separated the waters below from the waters above. So if we're going to go by what the Bible alone says, and this is creation week, this isn't, some prophetic symbolic vision or metaphor or poetry or anything. What is that? What is this glass dome-like structure that's firm, a firmament that's dividing the waters below from the waters above? What is up there? It's not an ever-expanding vacuum, it's water. And it says that the sun, moon, and stars are in the firmament. So if we want to, say, oh, well, the firmament, that was just them talking about the atmosphere or clouds. I've heard people say that the waters above is clouds. Then we have a huge problem, because it says that the sun, moon, and stars, which are supposed to be the furthest things that we can see, are in the firmament, in our atmosphere, in our clouds. So I actually do believe what the Bible says, that there is a strong structure above us that contains, it's like a clock. The sun and the moon are relatively the same size, the same distance. They're local. They're traveling around this flat plane like a clock that's regulating temperature day and night, all those things. You were going to say something, Jake?
Oh, yeah. I just I see comments like talking about the final experiment stuff with the 24-hour sun. And I want people to understand that there are other explanations that have come out. Joseph Hanvey, I believe, is a really fascinating experiment. Through his models that he's created, he showed that a single light source can be refracted into a a pseudo 24-hour sun. So I would highly encourage people, if they're interested in like something that might explain the 24-hour sun in Antarctica after the FEIC, the final experiment thing. Joe Hanvey, really interesting research. But I unfortunately, guys, I have to jump off. My wife is calling me. I need to go and help her here for a moment. But I did want to say, just to wrap up, that I wanted to extend a branch to Christians that might not be flat earthers still, because obviously, we're going to have people that are of various persuasions. And for example, we just interviewed Dr. Kent Hovind, who is a very not flat earth minded individual. But I think the common interest and love for the truth and the love for scripture can bring people together. And believe it or not, if you think the earth isn't flat, you still have more in common with flat earthers than you do the traditional scientism, evolutionary, spinning monkey ball religion that has indoctrinated us all since youth. And it's funny because while some people might be like, oh, flat earth is too stigmatizing, this is too weird, people will very easily start to question things like, oh, heliocentrism. Wait, there's evidence that the redshift could prove some case for geocentrism. And that totally unravels this theory of galactic Big Bang evolution and all this kind of stuff that's been tethered to this house of cards of theories. And people have to recognize that theories are not fact. And theories like the theory of gravity, the theory of this or that, they have evidences, things we witness, observe. But when it comes to flat earth, there are many evidences that operate in much like an inverse equation. What that means is if the sun is very large and very far away, it will cause the same effect as the other side of the equation, which is inverted, which is the sun could still cause the same observable phenomenon if it's much smaller and much closer. And so you don't have to just come up with these fantastical perspectives of how reality works. You can still be very science-based and empirically minded as a questioning cosmologist. So for people that are listening and are like, whoa, these people are totally off their rocker. Come on, show up to TruthOrCon. You're going to have a lot of questions, and I think people will have a lot of answers. But anyways, guys, you guys feel free to carry on shortly if you want. I'm sorry I had to jump off a little bit early here.
Oh, you're good, man.
Really enjoyed our conversation, Mikey. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, thanks, Jake. I look forward to being at the TruthOrCon, and I hope to see everybody there. Did you want to keep going, Jeremiah? Or you?
I got about 5 minutes. I should probably go too. My wife's making dinner. But
hey, I
appreciate all you guys in the chat and just being here. It's so cool to just meet you. And well, it's gonna be cooler to meet you in person. But I do want to say there's one exclusive thing that I haven't really told anybody. So just for your show, I've been in contact with Witsit.
Oh, that's what's up.
He might show up to TruthOrCon.
Yeah, dude.
So if you guys have questions, you should come to TruthOrCon.
Dude, Witsit is like, I don't know if he's got a photographic memory or what, but dude he's got a lot of great information. But yeah, I don't want to keep you guys too long, but thank you so much, Jeremiah and Jake. It was awesome talking. I hope to see everybody in this chat room at TruthOrCon. I know it's in Texas. Maybe you can't make it, but try to, man. You got over a month to plan for this, and it'd be so cool to get to meet you guys in person. It's a chance to get to hang out with Candid Truth and with all the other people that you guys probably watch and subscribe to, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there, man. So we will talk again another time. Thanks, guys, for coming on.
Thanks, man.
See you guys.
We'll have to have you on our show.
Yeah, let me know when, man. I'm on it.
All right, guys.
See you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining Candid Truth tonight. I hope you guys come to TruthOrCon, because it is just so cool to come together as a community of like-minded people and getting to have Q&A. And sometimes you watch a video and you're like, oh, they didn't talk about this, or they didn't talk. I wish I could have asked that guy a question. You will get to do that at TruthOrCon. You'll get to meet and greet with us, me and my wife and us at Candid Truth. And we can't do this without you guys. We love you. We thank you for your support. If you would like to support this ministry, you can do so by going to CandidTruthOrg. You can do so through Cashapp, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal. We even have Patreon. We also have t-shirts. If you guys like cool t-shirts like the one I'm wearing right now, here's a cool Candid Truth one. We get about $5 commission on each of those shirts. We can't do this without you. We are completely donor based. And if you guys have been giving, we love you. We thank you. And we cannot thank you enough. And we'll see you next time on Candid Truth.